I've been travelling in Japan for about a month and a half now. Here's what to look forward to and what to look out for. Just been told by one of the locals that there's nothing much around here. If you saw yesterday's video, you would have seen some of these, but at night, lit up. Well, actually, these weren't lit up. This dragon's really cool. Right, we got a slide thingy. In Japan, if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll have noticed that the signage is not great for some places. And I don't just mean that it's not in English, I mean that the signs are either confusing, as in they'll put the place name but then they'll have it on the same label for both platforms. It's like, well, so which platform is it? Or they won't list where it's going to. All the time you just have to rely on the number and you don't know all the time. The view from the top of there. Sculptures up here. This is what you would have seen yesterday at the end of the video. But from down all the way there. One more, okay. All sorts of wildlife. That is one of the great things about Japan that you don't expect. There's a lot of wildlife. I've seen loads of deer, I've seen monkeys, I've bathed with monkeys. All I need to see now is bears or boars. Straight. Straight. Take it. Waving. First tubing in Sapporo, now this. Hokkaido's fun in winter. The snow prayer room. They got a lot of slides here. Beef tongue. Arigatou gozaimasu. One of the best, if not the best thing about Japan is that it has some of, if not the greatest food in the world. Beef tongue. Never had it before. Try it. Tasty, bit chewy though. While Japanese food is probably some of the best in the world, it's not very healthy. And people always think that our Japanese food is really healthy, and that's why no one's fat. It's people are usually not fat both because of social pressure not to be fat, and also the lifestyle is that there's a lot more walking around. Because public transport is so good, and I'll come on to that, there is very little need to use a car. So you do more walking than low in vegetables and fruit. There's hardly any fruit. Little snow people. Little. In my opinion, one of the greatest things about Japan is that there's so many places to go and get away from everything. Like here, there's a park in the middle of Hokkaido's second biggest city, and yeah, you can see some of the buildings, but it's a very nice, peaceful place to get away from, and there are so many of them every city. If you've seen any of my other videos, like the ones in Kyoto's a big city, and there's places where you can't hear any of the city, you can't see any of the rest of the city. It's ridiculously calm and peaceful. There's a sculpture, loads of little people on it. It's awesome. I just saw a cat going in there. There's a little home for a cat in there. We've already covered this in a previous video, but convenience stores have everything. You see what I mean? There's very few vegetables and a lot of carbs in the food. There's also so many sweet options, or at least things that have a sweet sauce on them. Finding something that's all round really good for you is really hard in convenience stores, so you have to pick and choose each time really. You can also notice the amount of plastic that is used here. It's a bit ridiculous. Japanese people are also really polite and quite helpful. Grape cow piss today. I'm trying to try all of them because I love the original one and I've not found one that beats the original. Oh, it's really rich. It's a lot like any other grape flavoured kind of things, it's just like that. It's apparently minus 7.9 degrees. That's cool though. I was going to say this is another nice example of a place you can get away from the city, but there's an ambulance going by. Japanese is notoriously hard to translate. It is one of the hardest languages to translate because hardly anything's similar to English. One of the greatest things about Japan is it's beautiful. Yellow snow. This is a baseball stadium here in Asahikawa. It's not small, fucking hell. Some sort of military base here. Training camp, I think. They've got a great natural barrier between the cars and the people. Snow. Not walking through that. I've had my fair share of snow walking. You fucking kidding me? Oh, it's not a dead end. I thought it was a dead end. You can go up there. Right. Here is the range of fruits and vegetables in a convenience store, and this is the most I've ever seen. There's usually not this much, and seeing the amount of packaging that's on them. A lot of convenience stores have these hot sections, which are great. You can see that they've heated the road here, because there's no snow on here, and there's mist coming off it. So just remember, cash is used a lot here. Convenience stores just about always have an ATM to use, and they take card. A lot of restaurants take card, but places like festivals and that don't. So sweet sake. That's quite hot. Quite sweet. It's nice. It's got little bits in it. Quite tasty though. Buses are probably the best way to get around Japan because they are cheap, whereas the rail stuff is not so cheap. You also usually have decent leg room and they're warm enough, so it's fine. In particular, Shinkansens are really, really expensive, so just watch out where you're going places. Often it's probably easier, a lot better to go with a night bus. See, decent leg room, not the greatest. It's good when you go diagonal. And I'm 191 centimetres, about 6'3", so it's alright. That's my thoughts on Japan so far. It's just going to be quite a chill time for me here before I go on to other places where I'm expecting to do quite a lot more. So, should be nice though. I'll do another one of these videos in about a month when I'm leaving Japan for a bit. So, stay tuned for that. And if you want to see more, you know what to do.